guys, so it is July 24th, it's Sunday. It's the morning, the rooster wanted to say good morning too. Today is the day that we leave Texas. So this morning we're going to my brother's church because he's singing, and then, thank you, Mr. Rooster. And then he is going to take us to meet our friend in San Antonio, oh my gosh, where we will then cross. Rude! Mr. Rooster, the interrupter. Good morning, guys. It is July 24th. It is Sunday. This morning we're going to my brother's church because he's singing, and then he's going to give us a ride to meet our friend in San Antonio, who's going to drive us down to Laredo to our hotel for the night. And in the morning, we are going to cross over into Mexico and head to Mazatlan. I'm really ready to be able to settle down and rest, but I will say that our time in Texas has... Bye, buddy. Our time in Texas has been very nostalgic, being at the pool house and just with all my same family and friends who live here, who didn't leave when I did. It's been really nice getting to catch up with everyone and just see how everything is here, but I am very much ready to move on to our home. So I will be taking y'all with us for all of that, and I will probably do another story time at some point. We'll see about that. Thanks for joining me on this venture. I am super glad that y'all decided to click onto this video and watch. Okay guys, after another 3.5 hours of riding in the car, we have finally arrived at our hotel in Laredo, and we're crossing tomorrow into Mexico, and then we have a 12-hour drive to Mazatlan after getting through customs and all that. I am so ready to rest tonight. We're gonna probably order some takeout and just hang out here in the hotel, maybe take the dogs for a walk to let them get out for a little bit. But really we're gonna rest because it's been going since we got back to Texas. And we're all very excited to be going and settling down once we get to Mexico. But until then, there's still traveling to be done, and of course, it's always fun. Road trips are fun, but you get tired of being in the car every day at a certain point. So it's been a lot of traveling, but we're very much ready for it to all be over tomorrow after another 12-hour drive. But then, it's okay, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You wanna come up? Oh, my ankle. It's been fun. Road trips are always fun, but you know, you can only handle so much time in the car. Annie, come down. Okay, no. Good morning. It is 5 o'clock in the morning, and we are leaving our hotel in Laredo and heading to customs. And then once we hopefully get through that, well, we will be heading to Mazatlan for the rest of the day, basically. It's a 12-hour drive, and it's gonna be a long one for sure. The dogs are doing well with the whole trip, and we are gonna be able to rest because this time we're not driving, though I didn't drive anyway, so that's not the point. But I will try to record as much as I can during customs. I doubt I'll be able to get much footage of that, and then I will see y'all once we're past the bridge. This is almost our entire life on one baggage cart. No tenemos pesos. What do we need pesos for? Oh. I wanted to quickly touch on the whole process of going through customs and like what kind of stuff we needed to have and just like what we went through personally for it, because like everybody's experiences with it are different. But I wanted to tell y'all about our personal experience. So I have my mom here, and we're going to interview her about it because she knew more of it.
I knew more of it because of it, but I was able to communicate better through the process because I speak Spanish.
Right. So, what documents did we need when we first passed through?
Well, and that's the thing too. We spent a lot of time preparing and planning and researching what we would need so that we were well prepared, so that we could avoid any kind of hiccups or problems when we were ready to do this. So the first thing that everybody's going to have when you are coming to a foreign country, for us, when you're coming to Mexico, is a passport. That's a whole different story in our case, but you have two different options for passports, and you can get a book or you can get a card. We opted for the cards first because I already had a card from a cruise from 2018, and it was the less expensive way to go. Well, in a bunch of crazy events, her dad's got messed up and lost, and we ended up having to go jump through hoops and ended up getting him the book. So he's ready to go in the future for any kind of flying or other kind of traveling.
Which, us having the book, is the reason that we were in New Orleans for longer than we had anticipated. But I didn't really explain that in the last video about that, so that's the reason we were there for longer than the original, hour we wanted to be there.
Because we began the process, applied for their passports in North Carolina, and when they got messed up, when we already had all of our plans and travel things booked, the only option for us was to go to a special appointment in New Orleans to get this book printed that day. And that's what took so long. When you go through customs, they're going to ask you what you're doing, how long you plan on being in the country, and the more honest and forthright you are, the better the process.
Where you enter also makes a big difference in what you're going to encounter with customs. When you fly into a very highly tourist area,
once you go through and they ask you all the questions, they're going to give you what's called an FMM. This is what determines how long you can stay in the country on a visitor's permit without having residency or citizenship. It just varies greatly depending on the agent that you encounter. We crossed over at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Monday morning. It was very slow, not a lot of action going on. Dude was practically sleeping when we got there. He was very nice, and he was asking what we were doing, and we told him we're coming to, look into living in Mexico, staying long term, getting my daughter's dual citizenship, and then our residencies. So we would like 6 months. And he honestly was like, that's going to take you longer than 6 months to do all that, but okay. And he gave us 180 days. You have to pay about $35 each for a tourist permit to get the FMM. And with the dogs, we were forewarned that we should get vaccination paperwork. We have a very good friend who is a veterinarian.
Shout out to Mallory's mom.
She helped us get their shots taken care of before we came, their paperwork for that, and a health certificate showing that they're in good health and they're not bringing anything to Mexico. Irony of all of that is they didn't ask us anything about the dogs.
Yep.
They were barking at every guard that walked by with big, heavy artillery, and they never asked any questions or looked really at the dogs. But we were prepared. We were ready for that. So we literally came with a bunch of big suitcases, backpacks, and some random bags, and the dogs. By the grace of God, had the smoothest, fastest process coming through immigration that we could have had. The guy that we hired to drive us, because of the dogs, he's a special pet mover, met us in Laredo and drove us over the bridge and helped us through the process. Just having him come pick us up and cart all of our stuff over, drive us through and kind of try to help walk us through the process was a great help. And he said he's never had such a smooth experience. He attributes part of that to where we crossed because it was a quiet, not frequented area. The time of day, I guess, or whatever. But we attribute it to the grace of God.
Right.
So everything went very smoothly, and we had all of our paperwork, and now we're good to go for at least 6 months while we finish the process of getting all of us the other citizenship and residencies that we will be pursuing.
Right. My cousin on my biological father's side, he actually let us know that I could get my dual citizenship.
Because he pointed out and reminded me that she's half Mexican, she's entitled to have a Mexican birth certificate and be a dual citizen. Then the process is much different and can be done while we're here in Mexico. And we do have the assistance of an attorney with that.
Right. That's a lovely little aspect that God threw in there for us to make this whole process easier. That was super kind of God, I guess. to prepare us for all of that ahead of time.
I will say, we're not experts. We don't know everything. We don't have all the answers. We just, employed as much as we could of YouTube and Facebook groups for guidance and suggestions. And we did invest in something called the Mexico Relocation Guide, which has been a wonderful source of information and helped us find our pet mover and some other things. So you do want to seek guidance, and don't put all your eggs in one basket counting on one source of information.
Right. Definitely not. You gotta do lots of research, which we did before ever making the decision to move here. So there you go. That's the information I have for y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of the video. Stands on the side of the road here, and I think we're in Durango right now, so that's cool. We're just grabbing some food real quick and then can get back on the road.
This is the highest span bridge in North America.
We made it to our last Airbnb before we get into our longer term rental. We're just settling in and gonna rest for the rest of the day, which I feel like I've said in all of the recent clips, but we want to rest. We're gonna go to a little taco place down the street and then grab a few groceries and come back and just lay down for the rest of the night. I will see y'all probably at the restaurant, but then tomorrow. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this week's video. I hope that y'all enjoyed. If you did, please go leave a like. And if you want to continue to see my content, please go smash that subscribe button. And I will see y'all next week.